Welcome to the basement shop, home of the Buildist. Pull up a chair. We're about to get started. Good morning and welcome back to the basement. Now, I don't know if you've noticed in my videos, but I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I have this extra baggage with me that I could stand to lose. A little cardiovascular exercise would do me some good. And I have decided to start riding a bike with a trailer to pull my grandkids around. It'll be fun for them. We'll get some sunshine. You know that sunshine is really good for you, the vitamin D that you get from it. So you need to get out and get all the sunlight you can, especially in a world where there are viruses going around. Vitamin D makes a huge difference. And best I understand it, just supplementing by pills cannot make up for some time in the sunshine. Having said all that, I've decided to get out in the sunshine, ride my bike, pull the grandkids around the trailer, and to that end, I have found an excellent deal on an electric bike. Now, how much exercise am I going to get in an electric bike? Well, the thing you have to understand is, in my part of the country, everything is on a hill. When I was a kid, I rode my bike everywhere all the time. I grew up in corn country, and you could go for 3 miles and never go up or down by more than about 14, 16 feet. Around here, you can't go more than 100 yards without going up 10 or 12 feet. Everything is a hill. So the electric bike, especially for an old man who's out of shape, helps me to conquer the hills, helps me to transition from being sedentary and out of shape into decent shape. It's a pedal assist thing to where you have to pedal to make it work at all. So I figure that that's probably a decent approach. So having said all that, the great deal on an electric bike was a girl's bike. It's pretty. It has these leather grips. It has a leather seat. If I were a college girl, I would love this bicycle. However, I am an older gentleman. Now, I'm not super vain. I am not overly concerned with my appearance. Having said that, I just can't ride around on a pretty blue girl's bike. So, what I intend to do is to make it into a boy's bike and give it a coat of paint. And basically, all we're going to do is we're going to put a bar right across here. I don't know why, if your bar goes here, it's only for girls, and you have to have a bar up here in your way for it to be guys, but that's the world I grew up in. I didn't make the rules, it's just how they are. So, we're going to put this piece of conduit right across here. Now, the next thing you're going to say is, this is supposed to be 4130 chromoly, and I agree. In fact, I did extensive drawings of buying 2 of these and turning them into a tandem bike, and if I did that, I would absolutely use chromoly. However, this is really just aesthetic, ornamental. It doesn't actually have to do anything except look like it belongs there. So, piece of conduit, I have cut it on the bandsaw and kind of sculpted it to where it looks to me like it intersects this tube. And then I ran 1.125" hole saw across here with the proper angle, and then came back with a carbide burr and tuned this up to fit. So that lays in there like that, and that lays in there like that. So all we got to do now is clean the paint back and run a weld bead just enough to hold it in place. For paint removal, I'm going to try for the first time these kind of 3M abrasive pad style things, because I don't want to grind into here if I can help it. I want to get the paint off, get it clean enough for a clean weld. And then I'll use the same thing to clean back this zinc, this galvanized coating. You can weld through a galvanized coating to a degree, but it puts off noxious fumes, and in an enclosed environment like this, that can be dangerous. And the initial weld that's burning the zinc off, is full of spatter and does not make a pretty weld. And to the degree that I can, I would like this to be a pretty weld. So, clean these off, clean this off, and then we'll weld. And I'm just going to be using a little flux cord MIG on this. With this thin tubing, it can be tricky not to burn through. So I have it set on the low range, and I have the wire speed set a little bit higher than I normally would. And that may sound paradoxical, but with the wire feed on low, you have to stay in the same place for a long time to get enough wire, and that's where the burn through happens. But with your wire feed higher, then you are kind of forced to walk that joint faster than you might otherwise do it. But in the process of being forced to go too fast, well, too fast for comfort, right? It will lay a bead in there a little smoother and a little faster. Having said all that, you know, I'm going to begin on the bottom. I'm going to try to get my technique right down here underneath things where it's not so visible. And, you know, do under here, do over there, flip the thing over and do the other side. And hopefully I will kind of have any kinks worked out before I get up top for the part that is going to be most on display. So I've done a 1/2 inch linear of bead, and just like I was hoping, it's going in there really nice. Here we have it. It doesn't look amazing, but it's not so terrible that I'm ashamed of it. I will sand this out, and we'll get some shiny black paint on here and put everything back together. So here we are after drying overnight. There's a factory weld. There's my weld. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's good enough. Well, here we have it in its final format, ready to take a little test ride. It definitely comes across as a boy's bike now. Has an extra bar, but that won't matter too much in the big picture. The welds look medium, not too noticeable. If you don't know it's there, you won't know it's there. And as always, thanks for watching.